All men should watch this video. 7 things women secretly want. Stoicism, modern stoic. Love is not something you look for. Love is something you become. Renia Wayne Dyer. Most men overlook this, but women absolutely love it. Now, this might sound like a bold statement, but let me ask you, have you ever noticed a man who seems to have it all, looks, status, and confidence, but still struggles to form meaningful connections with women? It's not about the superficial stuff like money or appearances. The reality is, most men miss out on the simple yet powerful gestures that could make them truly magnetic. Today, I'm sharing 7 secret traits that women secretly desire, but don't often voice. These aren't your typical dating tips you've heard 1,000 times. They're subtle psychological insights rooted in science and the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, strategies that can shift how women see you and make you unforgettable with little effort. Picture this. What if you could access hidden desires most women aren't even aware of? What if you could effortlessly set yourself apart from 99% of other men, not by chasing or proving yourself, but by understanding how to make a woman feel truly seen, valued, and emotionally connected? If you don't know these secrets, you're missing out. You could be unknowingly overlooking ways to build a lasting attraction that keeps her thinking about you long after you've gone. Stick around till the end because the last secret is the most potent, and once you understand it, you'll never see attraction the same way again. But first, if you're serious about mastering these game-changing insights, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any of my powerful life-changing tips. Also, I'll drop a link to my other channel in the comments. Let's get it to 1,000 subscribers. Let's dive in. 1. The power of touch before intimacy. Imagine this. You're on a date. The conversation flows naturally. Her laughter is genuine and everything seems perfect. The chemistry feels right, but deep down something still feels off. It's subtle, but you can sense it. There's a disconnect you can't quite put your finger on. She's there physically, but emotionally something's missing. After you drop her off, you send a text later, but there's no reply, nothing. You're left wondering what went wrong. Most men think attraction comes from witty banter or having great game. They believe that with the right words, they can spark a connection that will lead to intimacy. But here's the truth. What most men don't realize is that attraction for a woman is about so much more than just words. It's emotional, physical, and energetic. The secret to unlocking a deeper connection lies in something many overlook. Touch. But not just any touch. It's not about being overly aggressive or making her feel uncomfortable. It's about a subtle, respectful, intentional touch. A touch that communicates, I'm here with you. I see you for who you are. I respect you. This is something that women secretly crave but rarely speak about. A gentle massage before intimacy. It might seem like a small gesture, but the emotional weight it carries is massive. Why? Because emotional safety is the gateway to desire. Women aren't just looking for physical attraction. They crave emotional connection and trust. When you offer a gentle touch that's non-sexual, a touch that's mindful and calm, you're offering something that words can never express. You're offering reassurance, care, and security. You're letting her know that in that moment, she's safe and seen. This type of touch builds trust, calms the mind, and creates space where she can feel completely open and relaxed with you. Now, this isn't about mastering some technical skill or trying to impress her. It's about your presence. It's about being grounded and in tune with her needs. It's about making her feel like she's the only woman in the world in that moment. It's your energy that speaks volumes, not just your words or actions. Women often want to feel special, not because of what you say or do, but because of how you make them feel. And the key to making her feel special lies in your presence. When you make her feel safe and cared for, when she knows you are there with her, connected and focused, the energy between you shifts. This is the kind of energy that builds a bond strong enough to last. But here's where most men go wrong. It's not the action of touch that matters most, it's the intention behind it. If you're just going through the motions, if your touch is mechanical or rushed, she will sense it. The connection won't be there. But when you're fully present, truly attentive to her reactions and needs, she'll feel something deeper. It's the difference between an average interaction and one that creates a lasting impression. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This wisdom speaks to the heart of what matters: your presence, your authenticity, your intentionality. Don't overthink it. Don't make it awkward. Don't worry about impressing her. Just be there, fully, silently, and powerfully. Let's be real about this. 99% of men never understand this. They rush things, they push too hard, they talk too much, trying to fill the silence. They think that success in relationships is about saying the right things, making the right moves, and keeping up a constant flow of conversation. But this approach often misses the mark because it ignores what truly matters: presence. The 1% who get it, the men who understand the power of touch and being present, create connections that linger in the woman's heart and mind long after the moment has passed. These men know that in a world full of noise, it's their calm, centered presence that will have the greatest impact. Your energy will speak louder than words ever could. So, what does this mean for you? If you want to create a deep, lasting connection with a woman, stop focusing on what you can say to win her over. Focus instead on how you make her feel in your presence. Slow down. Be patient. Don't rush things. A simple, gentle touch, given with the right intention, can build more emotional connection than an entire conversation. Your presence in those quiet moments will create a foundation of trust, safety, and emotional security that words can never match. Take a moment and reflect. Are you truly present when you're with her? Are you showing her through your touch that she is the center of your attention? This isn't just about intimacy. It's about creating a bond, a connection that goes beyond the superficial. When you understand the power of intentional touch, you'll notice the difference in how women respond to you. The more present you are, the deeper the connection will be. Your touch will say more than any words ever could. And here's a call to action. What has been your experience with the power of touch before intimacy? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about how we can all improve our connections and relationships by truly being present. Your input could make a difference for someone else looking to unlock deeper bonds in their own life. Comment below with the affirmation, "I create deep, lasting connections through my presence." This simple, powerful reminder will help you stay grounded and intentional in your interactions. Let's start a conversation and share how being truly present can transform your relationships. 2. Flirting with confidence and respect. Flirting is a skill that many men either overcomplicate or underappreciated. Too many men make the mistake of either going overboard, coming off as desperate and pushy, or holding back entirely, afraid of making a mistake or looking foolish. The reality is that women love flirting, but only when it's done with confidence, subtlety, and respect. If you find yourself struggling in this area, it's time to realize that flirting is not about impressing her with exaggerated compliments or false jokes. It's about creating a relaxed, exciting atmosphere where both of you can engage in a natural exchange. Women are drawn to men who know how to create chemistry without overwhelming the situation. Think of flirting as a dance, where you lead and she follows, but neither of you should feel forced into any particular movement. The essence of good flirting is to create a playful and comfortable environment. It's not about putting on a show, it's about being confident enough to enjoy the moment without the pressure of an outcome. To do this effectively, you need to embrace light teasing, a subtle challenge that keeps the conversation flowing and adds excitement, without being overbearing. For instance, if she mentions that she loves a particular type of food, instead of simply agreeing, you could respond with a playful remark like, "Really? That's the best you've got. Clearly, you've never had my cooking." This simple line not only keeps the conversation interesting, but also subtly introduces the element of friendly competition, which can add a spark to the interaction. The key to effective flirting lies in your mindset. Good flirting isn't about seeking approval. Too many men make the mistake of trying too hard to impress, and in doing so, they lose their authenticity. The moment you start seeking validation through your words or actions, you inadvertently lose your edge. Women are naturally drawn to men who are comfortable with themselves, men who can joke around and engage in playful banter without needing constant validation. This is where the principles of Stoicism come into play. A high-value man does not flirt to win her over or to impress her. He flirts because he enjoys the interaction itself. His emotional state is not tethered to her response. He remains calm, grounded, and self-assured, regardless of whether or not she responds immediately or in the way he expects. The Stoic philosophy teaches the importance of emotional control and maintaining a sense of peace, and these principles are incredibly valuable when it comes to flirting. A high-value man doesn't chase after approval. He doesn't need it. His sense of self-worth is not dependent on the outcome of any particular interaction. He flirts because he is emotionally stable, and he is confident in his own skin. This is where many men get it wrong. They think that flirting is a means to win someone over. But the reality is that flirting, when done right, is simply an enjoyable exchange of energy. It's about sharing a moment, not about trying to control it. The subtle art of flirting extends beyond words. While clever lines and humorous exchanges may grab attention momentarily, it's your body language and energy that leave a lasting impression. A confident, intense smirk, a steady eye contact that lasts just a second longer than usual, or even a well-timed pause in conversation can speak volumes without saying a word. These actions, more than anything, convey a sense of self-assurance and presence. Women are more likely to be attracted to a man who exudes this quiet confidence than to someone who bombards them with a string of lines designed to win them over. It's not about what you say. It's about how you make them feel. A man who knows how to flirt with confidence doesn't need to rely on external validation. His flirtation is a reflection of his enjoyment of the interaction, not a means of seeking approval. The moment you adopt this mindset, you'll see how attraction shifts in your favor. Now, ask yourself, are you flirting to impress, or are you flirting because you genuinely enjoy the moment? When you flirt with the right mindset, the dynamics of attraction change entirely. Attraction isn't just about words or superficial gestures. It's about your energy, your presence, and how you carry yourself. Women can sense when a man is genuinely comfortable with himself, and they are naturally drawn to that. The key is to let go of the need to impress and focus on enjoying the moment for what it is. When you flirt with confidence and genuine interest, women will respond in kind. The power of Stoicism here is that it teaches you to remain unaffected by external circumstances. When you stop seeking validation, when you stop relying on external approval, you'll notice that people, especially women, are drawn to you without you even trying. The shift will be subtle but powerful, so embrace this approach. Start flirting with the mindset of enjoying the interaction itself, not worrying about whether or not you're impressing her. When you do this, the attraction will shift in your favor naturally, and you'll find that your interactions are more relaxed, enjoyable, and successful. 3. The power of touching her hair. Gentlemen, if you want to master the art of connection, understand this. There's power in the smallest, most subtle gestures. Take the act of touching her hair, for instance. It's something most men overlook, but it's one of those secrets that women deeply appreciate. A delicate touch on her hair at just the right moment can forge an emotional bond that words fail to capture. Done right, it's magnetic, drawing her closer to you in ways you won't even fully comprehend at first. Done wrong, though, it's awkward, forced, and may even push her away. The difference lies in your ability to understand why this works. Your hands may be gently brushing her hair, but your intent is what matters. The scalp is sensitive, packed with nerve endings that respond to the slightest touch. That simple act can send a powerful signal of intimacy, trust, and attraction. But don't mistake this for just a physical act. It's a statement. It's a message, unspoken yet profound. I'm here. I see you. I understand you. And that's where most men mess up. They approach it with a mechanical, rushed attitude, missing the point entirely. It's not about the action itself. It's about the energy you bring to the moment. To touch her hair is not a casual movement. It's a pause in time, a bridge that brings you closer, a moment of connection. Think about it. You're sitting with her, conversing, laughing, and then, with intention, you brush a strand of hair off her face. That simple act, executed with confidence and presence, speaks volumes. But here's the catch. Timing is everything. This is not something you do on the first date, nor before you've established any emotional connection. It works best when the chemistry is already in place, when there's warmth in the air, when she's already leaning in, inviting closeness. That's when you know you have the green light. Don't be the man who forces the moment before it's ripe. If she's not ready, don't push it. Stoicism teaches us control, emotional intelligence, and restraint. It's not about acting on impulse or desire. It's about understanding the right moment to act, to create a connection. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, said Epicurus. This is the essence of Stoic mastery. The art of touching her hair isn't about making a move. It's about recognizing the right time to show up, to be present, to express your emotional intelligence. It's not about rushing or acting impulsively. It's about waiting for the right moment, staying in control, and then executing with purpose. So, the next time you're with a woman and everything feels right, remember? The power of a single touch on her hair, done with intention, is far stronger than any words you could say. Don't underestimate it. It's one of those subtle, lasting gestures that speaks volumes. Be present, be confident, and let your actions show her that you're attuned to her energy and to the moment. This isn't just a gesture, it's a connection, and that's what every woman truly craves. Comment to remember: I am present and emotionally intelligent. 4. The hand on her back in public. In a world where subtlety is often overlooked, one small gesture has the power to speak volumes. A simple, confident hand on a woman's lower back in public. This might seem insignificant at first glance, but it conveys something far deeper: leadership, confidence, protection, and an undeniable presence. Yet, most men either fail to recognize the power of this gesture or hesitate to act on it, unsure whether it's appropriate or effective. Women don't need flashy displays of masculinity to feel secure. What they crave are these subtle, instinctual signals, small yet powerful reminders that a man is grounded, self-assured, and capable of leading. When you place your hand on her back in a calm and controlled manner, you communicate that you are in control, not only of yourself, but of the situation as well. It's not about dominance or control. It's about showing her, without words, that you are there to guide her. It's about showing her that you are aware of her, aware of the moment, and moving through it with quiet, unshakable confidence. And yet, too many men miss the mark. They either hesitate too much, making the moment uncomfortable and awkward, or they do it in a way that feels forced, unnatural, and overly calculated. This isn't about possessiveness or seeking validation. It's about presence. A leader doesn't need to prove himself. He simply is. When this gesture is done correctly, it's light but deliberate, brief yet intentional, just enough to guide her forward without disrupting the flow of the moment. The touch should be subtle, seamless, and natural, as though it's the most instinctual thing in the world. Imagine this: you and her walking side by side toward the entrance of a restaurant. As you step forward to open the door, your hand rests lightly on her lower back for a brief second, just enough to guide her through the doorway. It's a moment of quiet leadership, an understated, effortless move that subtly reassures her that she's with a man who moves with confidence, intent, and strength. This is the kind of action that reveals true leadership. From a Stoic perspective, this gesture ties into the core principles of self-mastery and emotional presence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. A Stoic man doesn't seek approval or validation for his actions. He simply embodies strength, awareness, and quiet control. When you place your hand on her back, you're not waiting for a reaction. You're not seeking a pat on the back or a thank you. You're simply showing up as a man of presence, a man who leads. And in doing so, you become magnetic. In a world where many men are either too timid or too overbearing, mastering this simple yet powerful move sets you apart as someone who understands the delicate balance of strength and care. So men, you must recognize this simple truth. True power lies not in loud displays of masculinity, but in the quiet, confident presence that guides, protects, and reassures. Be the man who leads with subtlety. Be the man who, without a word, shows that he is not only present, but capable of handling the weight of any situation with poise. This small, powerful gesture will distinguish you from the crowd, and in doing so, draw others to you. Don't wait. Take the lead. Show your presence. 5. Be her hero, the protector. Be her hero. Be the protector. Pause for a moment and reflect on something every man feels, but few admit aloud, the deep, almost primal urge to protect, to lead, and to be her steady foundation when the world starts to spin out of control, not because she's fragile or needs fixing, and certainly not to dominate her, but because it's built into your nature to protect, not to smother. You were designed to stand strong, not chase after her. This is the truth many men overlook. Women crave this. It's not about being a bodyguard or a boss. It's about being the man whose mere presence conveys a silent message. You're safe with me. Let's get something clear. Being her protector isn't about muscle or money. It's about emotional fortitude. Too many men believe that protecting a woman means swooping in to solve her problems, offering endless advice, fixing everything that goes wrong, and patching up every bad day like some kind of leaky faucet. But that's not what's really needed. Deep down, what women are truly longing for is a man who can stay strong even when she's breaking down. A man who won't flinch when she cries, who won't try to silence her tears or drown them with his own emotions. A protector is a man who can hold steady through the chaos, who doesn't crumble under the weight of her emotional, mental, or hormonal storms. She doesn't expect you to solve everything. She needs you to stay calm, stay composed, and remain unshaken. Your presence, your unflinching steadiness, that's what proves you are her protector. This doesn't mean grand gestures or loud declarations. It means quiet strength, unshakable calm, and a steady resolve. When you stand firm in the face of her turmoil, she can finally relax into her femininity because she knows she can let go. She knows you're there, not to control, not to change her, but to support her in her most vulnerable moments. This is the essence of being a protector. Women are often not looking for a hero in the conventional sense. They're seeking a man who can simply stay grounded and true to himself, even when everything around her is chaotic. Now, how do you become that protector? It starts by allowing her to feel without rushing in to fix things. Don't just listen with your ears. Listen with your eyes, with your full presence. Stand firm when she tests your boundaries, not to punish or dominate, but to show her that no matter how intense her emotions get, they won't break you. In times of crisis, just be there. Don't try to over-explain. Don't make it about you. Don't steal the spotlight. Your calmness, your presence in those moments is the real shield. You're already protecting her, even before she needs you. But let me remind you of something critical. Being a protector doesn't mean tolerating disrespect or drama. You must protect your peace first. A man who can't maintain his own emotional balance won't be able to provide that stability for anyone else, especially not the woman he loves. As Seneca wisely said, a man is not wise by chance. This role isn't something that just happens. It's a choice, a process of building emotional resilience and choosing to lead with strength, not by chasing. It's not about impressing her. It's about being the man who leads, who stays, who protects. And here's the paradox. When you embody this strength, she will see you in a new light. She will soften. She will trust you not because you've saved her, but because you've shown her she never needed to save you in the first place. So, if you're tired of proving your worth by overgiving, if you're exhausted from being the emotional sponge just to keep her close, if you're ready to embody an unshakable masculinity, then write this in your mind. I protect her with my presence. The man she truly longs for isn't the loudest one in the room. He's the one who remains unmovable when necessary, who listens without hesitation, who stands his ground without fear, and who leads without losing himself. This is the man who protects her peace and becomes her true guardian. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who could benefit. Subscribe for more life-changing wisdom. Now think about it. How do you show up in your relationship? Are you leading with quiet strength? Comment below and declare, I protect her with my presence. This is your reminder to embody the protector she truly needs. Let's hear your thoughts. Secret 6. The hand on her back in public. The hand on her back in public. This simple act, subtle yet powerful, speaks volumes about the nature of a man's confidence and the respect he has for his partner. Men, if you want to understand the hidden secrets that women crave, you need to pay attention to the details, like how you position yourself with her in public. This is more than just a physical gesture. It's a statement of your dominance, your control, and your respect for her as an equal. In the fast-paced, often chaotic world we live in today, many men overlook the importance of such gestures, believing they are outdated or insignificant. But in reality, they carry far more weight than you might think. A hand placed gently on her back, as you walk together, is not just an act of affection. It's an unspoken promise of protection, stability, and a strong, guiding presence. You must understand that women, at their core, crave security and trust. When you touch her back in public, it's not about showing off or marking territory. It's about silently communicating that you are there for her. The Stoics were masters of composure, of showing their true power through restraint. They didn't need to shout their virtues from the rooftops. Instead, they lived in a way that demonstrated their strength, confidence, and sense of responsibility. In modern relationships, a simple touch like this, firm but gentle, is a reflection of that very Stoic strength. It says, I'm here, I'm solid, and I'm not going anywhere. It reassures her silently that no matter the external pressures or challenges, you will stand strong beside her. Think of this in terms of the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, the idea of maintaining composure, focusing on what you can control, and displaying calmness in the face of external chaos. By placing your hand on her back in public, you are silently embodying this philosophy. You are not reacting to the noise of the world around you. Instead, you're grounded, steady, and in control. This gesture is a form of silent leadership, telling her that you have the strength to protect her in the unpredictable world we live in. Women desire a man who can maintain that level of control, not just in private, but in the world outside, where uncertainty lurks at every corner. When you exude this kind of confidence, they can't help but feel safe, valued, and understood. But it's also about demonstrating that you respect her autonomy. The hand on her back isn't about ownership. It's about support. It's a gesture that shows you acknowledge her independence while still being there for her, in a way that gives her the confidence to be herself. In modern relationships, we sometimes fall into the trap of thinking we need to dominate or control everything. But real strength comes from respecting her as an equal. Just as the Stoics believed in self-control and temperance, your touch should be deliberate, not overbearing or possessive, but supportive and steady. The essence of the Stoic ideal is not in aggression or force, but in understanding the depth of connection and showing that connection through quiet, powerful gestures. Imagine walking through a crowded room with her by your side. You could easily ignore her, walk ahead, or leave her to fend for herself. Or you could place your hand gently on her back, guiding her through the crowd, showing the world that she is not alone. This simple act lets everyone around you know that you are strong, confident, and most importantly, reliable. It's an outward display of the Stoic values of strength, stability, and leadership. You should never underestimate the power of this gesture. In modern life, it's easy to overlook the importance of small gestures because we're distracted by the noise of technology, work, and other external pressures. Yet, the simple act of placing your hand on her back in public is a reminder that some things, respect, strength, and love, don't need to be broadcast to be felt. You don't need to shout your affection from the rooftops, nor do you need to buy grand gestures to prove your devotion. Instead, you could communicate your love through small, meaningful actions that demonstrate the depth of your commitment. A hand on her back in public is a timeless symbol of connection, strength, and emotional security. So men, here's your challenge. Don't let the chaos of modern life erode the simple but powerful gestures that keep your relationship strong. You don't need to say a word to communicate strength and confidence. A simple touch, a hand on her back, speaks louder than any words ever could. It reminds her that you're there, guiding her, protecting her, and supporting her. And in doing so, you reaffirm your role as her rock in a world that often feels unpredictable. You must never underestimate the power of small acts, for they are the foundation of a powerful, lasting connection. If you want to build a relationship that lasts, you must start with these small but powerful gestures, grounded in the Stoic ideals of strength, control, and respect. Secret 7. The power of touch before intimacy. Let me tell you something that very few men understand. The power of touch. Not just any touch, but the right touch, at the right time, before intimacy. This is not just some trivial advice. It's a secret, a key to understanding what women secretly crave. And if you don't pay attention, you'll miss it. But here's the thing. You must master this if you want to truly connect. Don't underestimate it. This isn't just about physical connection. It's about the deep emotional bond that only a man who understands the art of touch can create. Women long for a man who gets it. They crave touch that isn't rushed, that doesn't just jump into the next step, but one that is slow, deliberate, and full of intention. A man who can create this with a simple gesture or touch holds immense power. It's a power not derived from force, but from wisdom, patience, and restraint. This isn't new. The Stoics understood the importance of connection, of emotional depth, long before modern psychology caught up. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The strength he was referring to isn't just the ability to control your actions, it's the ability to control the way you interact with the world, with those closest to you. Touch before intimacy, when done right, is a display of this strength. It's not just physical, it's a statement. It's a reminder that you're present, that you're not just rushing to the next step, but you're invested in the moment. When you do this, you are showing emotional mastery. You are not controlled by impulse or lust, but by awareness and understanding. And women know this. They feel this power. They crave this deliberate approach. Think about it. How many times has a woman told you she feels rushed, ignored, or invisible? That's because in today's world, most interactions, most relationships, and yes, most touches are mechanical, rushed, and devoid of true meaning. They are transactional, but that's not the way of a Stoic. A Stoic knows that true power comes from control, from taking the time to savor every moment, from feeling every touch. And this touch before intimacy? It is the ultimate sign of control. It's a sign of knowing exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to make her feel valued. You have to understand, touch is not just about physical closeness. It's a powerful emotional signal. And if you think you can just rush into intimacy without first establishing the right kind of touch, you're missing the point. You are not allowing her to feel safe. You are not allowing her to feel seen. And if she doesn't feel seen, she will never feel fully comfortable. Without that comfort, intimacy becomes a transaction, not an experience. This is why you must master touch first. Think about the profound impact a simple gesture can have. A hand on the shoulder, a gentle touch on the arm, the feel of your presence without words. These are not just physical acts, they are emotional touchstones. In these moments, you show that you understand her. You communicate that you value her enough to take things slow. You create the space for true intimacy to emerge. This is the modern Stoic way. It's the way of strength, patience, and self-mastery. And here's the kicker. The reason why women crave this touch is because it's rare. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, with the pressure to move quickly, a man who can slow things down and truly engage on a deeper level is a rare treasure. Women feel this on a subconscious level. They crave it, but they don't always know how to articulate it. It's a feeling. And you, as a modern Stoic, can be the man who gives them that feeling. If you can master the art of touch before intimacy, you will not only enhance your relationships, you will unlock a deeper form of connection. Women will trust you more. They will open up to you more, and in the process, you will gain more than just their affection. You will earn their respect. You will command their attention. This is the power of the modern Stoic, the power of control over your impulses, your actions, and the way you interact with those around you. Now stop and think about it. What are you waiting for? Don't let this moment pass you by. It's time to step into your power. It's time to learn how to touch with intention, to slow down, to feel, to connect. Don't just move through life, own it. Don't just rush to intimacy, master the art of touch before it. You must act on this knowledge. This is your time to lead. This is your time to master the relationships you've always wanted. Don't wait. Start now. Touch with purpose. Lead with strength. Master your world. All right, guys. There you have it. 7 subtle but powerful truths that most men never hear, yet every woman secretly responds to. These aren't tricks or hacks. These are reflections of something much deeper. They represent a man who's aware, present, and leads with quiet understanding. This is the kind of man who doesn't just attract attention. He earns respect and, more importantly, keeps her heart. So here's my advice to you. Be the man who embraces these truths. It's not about playing games. It's about being genuine, present, and creating a sense of security while adding that spark of unpredictability when it counts. If you do that, you won't just win her over. You'll maintain a bond that's deeper and more lasting than anything built on surface-level attraction. Thanks for watching. Stay true to yourself, be aware of the dynamics around you, and lead with integrity. Catch you in the next video. 5 compliments that make women fall for you. Proven attraction psychology. Stoicism. Modern Stoic. Love is not about what you say, but what you make the other person feel. Anonymous. Gentlemen, let's talk about something that could change the entire way you approach attraction. Imagine this. 1 sentence, just one, that could make her heart race and etch your memory into her mind forever. Would you still waste time with generic compliments like, "You look hot" or "nice dress"? Most men are unaware of the real power their words hold. They assume attraction is all about looks, wealth, or status. But here's the truth. What truly sets you apart is how you make her feel. It's not what you have, it's how you carry yourself and the emotions you invoke. Here's where you can make a huge difference. A well-timed, thoughtful compliment. If you're out there tossing around empty compliments like, "You're cute" or "nice outfit," you're just another face in the crowd. You'll blend in and you won't leave a lasting impression. But if you understand the Stoic principles of attraction, self-mastery, strategic communication, and quiet confidence, you'll realize it's not just what you say, but how you say it. It's about evoking the right feelings and displaying true respect. If you're serious about standing out, cultivating deeper connections, and leaving a lasting impression, stay tuned. And if you're ready to transform your approach to relationships, hit subscribe. Every video here is a step toward mastering your mindset and becoming someone she can't forget. Compliment 1. That fragrance you're wearing is addictive. It smells amazing. Fragrance is a game changer when it comes to attraction. yet it's often overlooked by most men. Here's the thing. If you understand the deeper psychology of desire, you'll realize that a woman's scent holds far more significance than just a pleasant aroma. Fragrance has the power to trigger memories and stir emotions in ways words alone can't. Just think about it. How often has a familiar scent instantly transported you back in time, maybe to a nostalgic summer evening, or to a tender embrace from someone you cared about? That's because smell is directly tied to the brain's limbic system, the very area responsible for our memories and emotions. So, when you compliment a woman's fragrance, you're not simply telling her, "You smell nice." You're telling her, "Your presence stays with me long after you're gone, lingering in my mind, leaving an imprint." This type of compliment, rooted in psychological depth, is far more powerful and alluring than a superficial comment. It's intoxicating. Now, let's be real. Most men don't give this much thought. They default to generic lines like, "You look good," or "That dress is pretty." But a man who notices the subtleties, the way her scent wraps around her presence, how it affects him, and how it lingers in his mind, is a man who stands out. He's not just throwing words into the air to fill silence. Instead, he is fully aware of his surroundings, paying attention to the little details that others miss. This attentiveness is what makes him magnetic. Women are not just attracted to a man's physical appearance. They're drawn to his ability to be present, his sharp awareness, and his ability to recognize the things that others may overlook. When you pay attention to how a woman smells and compliment her scent, you're showing her that you are focused, grounded, and genuinely invested in the moment. This is where Stoicism plays a pivotal role. A Stoic man knows the weight of his words. He doesn't speak for the sake of hearing himself talk or to fill awkward silences. Every word he chooses carries intent. He understands that compliments are not about seeking validation, but about expressing something genuine and meaningful. The difference between a man who knows his worth and one who seeks attention is crystal clear in the way he speaks. When you tell a woman, "That fragrance you're wearing is addictive," say it with quiet confidence, not loud desperation. A Stoic man doesn't over-explain or exaggerate. He simply speaks truthfully and intentionally, in a way that resonates on a deeper level. When you deliver this compliment, it's not just about making her feel good in the moment. It's about making her feel unforgettable. Imagine the impact when she walks past you or sprays that same perfume again and recalls the exact moment you noticed her scent. It's not just about the chemistry of attraction, it's about psychological attraction. You've triggered a memory, an emotional connection that extends beyond the moment itself. It's a subtle yet profound effect, one that will linger in her mind long after the conversation ends. Think about it. The more thoughtful and intentional you are with your words, the more you'll stand out. In a world where most men are content with shallow compliments, the one who notices the details, who is present, and who speaks with intention is the one who leaves a lasting impression. So don't just settle for generic praise. Look deeper. Pay attention to the way a woman carries herself, the energy she brings, the scent she wears, and then speak to that in a way that shows you're fully tuned into her presence. Because when you do, you're not just giving a compliment, you're making a statement. And women remember that. What do you think? Have you noticed the power of a well-placed compliment in your own life? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Compliment 2. Your smile could brighten up an entire room. Your smile could brighten up an entire room. It's a phrase that at first glance might seem simple or even cliché, but let's peel back the layers because it carries immense depth, and most men miss it entirely. A smile isn't just a physical expression, it's a reflection of her essence, a subtle yet powerful transmission of energy that can completely alter the atmosphere. When you tell a woman, your smile could brighten up an entire room, you're not merely commenting on the curve of her lips or the gleam of her teeth. You're acknowledging her presence in a way that transcends the superficial. You're recognizing that the energy she radiates can shift the emotional tone of any space she enters. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever been in a room where the air felt thick? Anxiety, stress, and disconnection hanging in the air. Then, someone walks in, a person with a genuine, heartfelt smile, and suddenly, the energy lightens. The tension fades. That's not just charm, it's influence. It's an energy that can pull people together, make them feel seen and heard, and completely change the dynamic. That's power. Here's where the distinction lies between the average guy and the emotionally intelligent man. The average guy focuses on physical attributes. You look good. Nice smile. You're pretty. These are surface-level compliments based on what can be seen, what's easy to express. But the emotionally intelligent man, someone who understands not just the aesthetics, but the depth of human interaction, recognizes that a smile is so much more than a simple expression. He sees how it impacts others, how it makes a room feel warmer, how it carries a sense of ease and calm. This isn't a compliment about her appearance. It's a compliment about her presence, her ability to create an atmosphere where people feel comfortable, valued, and at ease. And in today's world, that's a rare quality, one that many people overlook. The average man might notice her physical beauty, but only the observant, emotionally attuned man will recognize the profound power her smile carries. When you tell her, "You light up a room with your smile," you're not only acknowledging her beauty, you're acknowledging the power she holds in shaping the emotional climate around her. That's more than just a compliment. It's a deep, thoughtful recognition of her ability to influence the world, even in subtle ways. Here's the hard truth. Most men fail to see this. They get stuck in the cycle of shallow compliments, consumed by the outward appearance, never stopping to appreciate the energy a woman brings into a space. A woman's smile isn't merely a piece of her physical beauty. It's a reflection of her emotional intelligence and strength. That smile can be the key to unlocking a feeling of connection in any setting, whether in a business meeting, a social gathering, or a quiet moment between two people. A woman's smile can disarm tension, break barriers, and foster an environment where others feel safe to be themselves. This is power, and when you recognize it, when you see the impact her smile has, you're signaling a level of emotional maturity and attentiveness that few men ever develop. In the modern world, where so much is based on surface-level interactions, the ability to notice and appreciate the subtleties of human energy, like a woman's smile, is something that sets you apart. It demonstrates that you're not just scanning her outward appearance, but paying attention to the less obvious qualities that define her presence and influence. This is an important distinction to make, especially as you navigate relationships and connections. Women, especially those who are emotionally intelligent themselves, notice when someone truly sees them for more than their looks. They feel the difference when they're appreciated not just for what they wear or how they look, but for how they make others feel. So take a moment to recognize the power of her smile. It's not just a gesture, it's a form of emotional communication, a subtle yet profound expression of her energy. And when you acknowledge it, you're signaling that you're someone who can see beyond the surface to the deeper layers of connection. Compliment 3. I love how real you are. You don't try to fit in, you're just you. I love how real you are. You don't try to fit in, you're just you. Let's cut through the noise for a moment. The world is drowning in filters, not just on social media, but in real life. Everyone is wearing masks, pretending to be someone they're not, aiming to please, conform, and fit into a mold that others have designed for them. Authenticity? That's rare. That's revolutionary. When you tell a woman, "I love how real you are," you're not just handing out a superficial compliment. You're affirming one of the boldest, most courageous choices a person can make today. The choice to stand firm in who they are without apology. In a world that punishes honesty and rewards conformity, this woman dares to be unapologetically herself. And that is beyond attractive. It's magnetic. Think about this. Women hear compliments about their appearance daily. You're beautiful, you're sexy, you're stunning. But how many men have the courage to dig deeper, to see beyond the surface and say, "I admire your authenticity"? That's where the power lies. It's not about the mask. It's about the soul. You're telling her, I see the real you, the one hiding beneath all the expectations and facades. I don't just admire your looks, I admire who you truly are. And that's the kind of admiration that sticks. As the great philosopher Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." When you recognize and praise a woman's authenticity, you're not just offering a compliment. You're inviting her to see herself in the same light. You're telling her that her true self is not only enough, but is, in fact, everything. This is powerful. This is seductive. Women long for the chance to be seen as more than just their outward appearance. They want to be understood, respected, and valued for their true essence. By acknowledging her authenticity, you're speaking to her deepest need, the need to be real, to be seen, and to be loved for who she truly is. And in doing so, you create a connection that is real, raw, and built on a foundation of mutual respect. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you tried to fit in, to play the game, to wear the mask? Now imagine the freedom in dropping all of that and embracing who you truly are. That's the kind of woman you want beside you, someone who, like you, has the courage to live authentically. So the next time you're with her, don't just comment on her looks. Comment on her spirit, her authenticity, the boldness with which she shows up in the world. This isn't just a compliment. This is an affirmation. This is a recognition of her strength, and it will resonate with her long after you say it. As the famous writer Maya Angelou once said, "We all should know that diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value, no matter their colour." The same goes for authenticity. It's the thread that holds everything together, the foundation of who we are. By acknowledging that, you're offering her not just a compliment, but a true connection. So remember, don't just look at her and see beauty, look deeper, see the soul, and watch as the magnetic force between you both grows. What would it mean for you if every woman you encountered felt like she was truly seen and valued for who she really was? Take action. Drop the masks. Embrace authenticity. Like this post if you believe that real connections are built on real people. Comment below with a time when someone appreciated your true self and how it made you feel. Compliment 4. You have this energy about you that draws people in. It's magnetic. You have this energy about you that draws people in. It's magnetic. Think about that for a moment. How does it feel to hear that someone finds your presence irresistible? This compliment isn't just a fleeting expression of flattery. It's the kind of feedback that signals you're operating on a higher frequency. In a world where superficiality dominates, this kind of remark strikes at the heart of what truly matters: authenticity. Attraction isn't just about how you look or how well you speak. It's about how you make others feel in your presence. As the legendary philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This isn't just a reflection of Stoic wisdom. It's a call to control your energy, to control your emotions, to take charge of your presence. When you walk into a room, do you command it with quiet confidence, or do you blend into the background? Understand this. People, especially women, are drawn to those who exude calmness, self-assuredness, and purpose. The modern Stoic knows that real attraction comes from within. It's not about chasing validation. It's about mastering yourself. Every man, no matter his background or past, has the potential to wield this magnetic energy. It starts with the inner work. So what's stopping you from cultivating this power? Are you giving in to the distractions of the modern world, or are you deliberately forging your presence to exude quiet strength? The way you carry yourself, how you speak, how you move, how you react, shapes the perception others have of you. Women are not merely attracted to your outer appearance. They are drawn to the energy you project, the vibe you give off. If you are deliberate about owning your space and not apologizing for your existence, that energy will speak louder than words. Think about the great men of history, the ones who had the world at their feet. Alexander the Great, Winston Churchill, Steve Jobs, all had one thing in common: an undeniable aura of confidence that made them seem untouchable. They didn't chase admiration, they attracted it, and so can you. What makes this even more profound is the psychology behind it. When you radiate self-assurance and strength, you become a beacon, drawing people to you without effort. Your mere presence becomes a complement to the world around you. The power you wield, the impact you have, is not tied to how much you talk, but rather how much you can remain calm and composed, how much you are the rock others can depend on. It's about being the stoic leader of your life. Think about how you're showing up today. Are you being that man? The one who walks into any room and without saying a word commands respect, attention, and admiration? If you are, you're already halfway there. If not, know that every great man had to start somewhere. The difference between a man who is admired and a man who is ignored is one thing: presence. Your presence is your power, and it's something you can control. So don't wait for the world to acknowledge you. Take action. Cultivate that magnetic energy that makes people want to be around you, that makes women see you not just as a man, but as a force of nature. It's time to tap into your inner power and let it shine. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." The best way to show the world your strength is by not bending to its chaos. Be the man who doesn't chase validation. Instead, let your energy be so powerful that it attracts everything you desire. And remember, those who have mastered their energy never chase anything. They simply let the world come to them. Don't just exist, own your life, and let the world feel your presence. You've got this. Compliment 5. I admire your confidence. It's so refreshing to see someone own who they are. There's a reason why these words resonate deeply with women, and it's not just about the compliment itself. It's about the underlying psychology of attraction. Confidence, in its truest form, is incredibly magnetic. When a man can stand tall in his own skin, accepting both his strengths and his flaws, it creates an aura that draws others toward him. Confidence, unlike arrogance, has a humble yet undeniable power to make others feel safe, respected, and valued. In fact, one of the cornerstones of attraction psychology is that people are drawn to those who are secure in themselves, especially when this confidence doesn't come with an inflated ego. As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a reason to live can bear almost any how." This speaks directly to the inner strength and purpose that confidence provides. It's the reason why women find themselves naturally attracted to men who have a clear sense of direction and self-assuredness. This is not about boasting or looking for validation from others. True confidence is about knowing who you are, being unapologetic in your identity, and not seeking external approval to validate your existence. This doesn't mean being cocky or overbearing. In fact, Stoicism teaches us that one should never display pride or arrogance, but instead develop an unshakable inner strength. The Stoic mindset, a powerful tool in modern-day attraction, encourages men to maintain composure and perspective, even when faced with adversity. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, whose life was a lesson in remaining grounded in the face of challenges. His wisdom can be applied today by simply maintaining calm in situations where others may falter. Women are naturally drawn to this sense of calm confidence because it shows emotional intelligence and self-discipline, two qualities that go far beyond the superficial. When a man can control his emotions, react thoughtfully rather than impulsively, and lead with integrity, it makes him not only more attractive, but also more trustworthy. The power of a compliment like, "I admire your confidence," is that it does more than just make her feel good. It acknowledges her strength and independence, something that many women value deeply. It isn't just about being physically attractive. It's about recognizing the depth of a person's character and their ability to be resilient in a world that often tests their limits. When a man genuinely admires a woman's confidence, it creates a bond of mutual respect. It shows that he sees her for who she truly is, not just as an object to be won over. As psychologist and author Dr. Robert Glover once wrote, "When you give someone the gift of your full attention, you are not only acknowledging their worth, but you're also demonstrating that you believe they matter." In real life, the power of complimenting confidence can be seen in how people interact. In both professional and personal relationships, individuals who exude confidence often attract others who value strength, stability, and emotional maturity. However, the key is not to use the compliment as a mere tool for manipulation, but as a sincere recognition of the person's inner strength. When done right, it can create a ripple effect that leads to a deeper connection, one built on respect and admiration, rather than superficial attraction. In conclusion, if you want to increase your attractiveness to women, start by being confident in yourself. Cultivate the inner peace that comes with Stoic principles, take pride in your character, and aim to be the kind of man who commands respect, not through words, but through actions. As the philosopher Seneca once said, "True happiness is to be found in the cultivation of virtue, and from that, all things will flow." Confidence is a virtue, and it's one that will not only make you more attractive, but will also lead you toward becoming a better, more grounded version of yourself. What do you think about the power of confidence in attraction? Have you experienced a situation where your own confidence made a difference in how you were perceived? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, that's a wrap for today's video, guys. I hope you found these 9 compliments useful and, more importantly, backed by real psychological principles. When you understand how attraction works on a deeper level, you're not just throwing words out there, you're speaking to something more profound. So my advice to you, use these compliments genuinely and with intent. Don't just say things for the sake of saying them. Be present, be mindful, and always remember, attraction isn't just about what you say. It's about how you make someone feel. Confidence and sincerity will always win the day. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more videos on attraction, stoicism, and how to become a more grounded version of yourself. See you in the next one.